Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Thanks
Hello,
for being here today. I met Ivan, Andrea, Gabriel, Daniele.
Hi.
Hello.
So, thank you for being here today in our first AMA. It is the first that we organize, and we are more than happy to be here with you all. As you all know, Materia is a free and open source project that is made by the community for the community. So for us, the participation is really important, and we are glad to be here today to share with you the answers to all the questions that you provided in our Discord channel. So, what about starting to go on? The first question to answer to the curiosity of our community members. Great. So the first one is there a detailed marketing plan for the project? And if so, can you lay out an overview? Are there natural partner or friendly crypto projects that will give you support? As you know, we have since how much time is spent so far, Matthew, when you jumped on board?
A couple weeks, maybe a week or
two. Couple of weeks. Okay. So pleasure to have met among contributors or core contributors, and let me say that in my view he is doing great. We have, of course, a marketing plan for the project that we will be discussing also later. And talking about the natural partners, we expect to have in the natural partners that can be involved in the evolution of our project as instruments, as tools, but also that will be for into our communities, into the evolution of our project. So to have a participation, and we are very open to it. If any suggestion for us, we are more than happy to listen for and to evaluate possible collaboration. Matt, is there something that you want to add regarding the marketing?
Yeah, for sure. We're always interested in hearing what the community has to share. We're more active on Twitter and YouTube. Medium articles are going to be coming as well. And there's also, you know, other things we can do like giveaway swag and things like that. But it's always in consideration, and we are definitely trying to ramp up the marketing as we especially try to grow the user base and the volume for the Materia DEX.
Okay, great. Let's move on to the following question. Is the team going to do another liquidity mining epoch? The answer is that we are evaluating doing another liquidity mining for sure. The natural evolution of the incentive program. That sound, the microphone is not doing well right now.
A little choppy.
Choppy. Can you hear me better now?
Let's give it a sec. Let's see.
Okay. How is it going now?
It sounds a little better. A little better.
Oh, great.
There's still a little bit, but we can understand you enough. So let's keep going.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Otherwise, we can turn on the other microphone. Just a second. Okay. Okay. Can you listen? Can you hear me better now?
That's perfect.
Yeah. That's a little bit.
Okay. Okay. Can you listen? Can you hear me better now?
Perfect.
I think there's a bit of an echo.
Okay. Okay. Great. So. Talking about the liquidity mining, of course, it will be something that we will evaluate for the next future. But the natural evolution for the incentive plan is the XPing. The XPing is, of course, that initiative that we shared at the beginning of our project, and will allow us to experiment new ways for liquidity providing, and also for involving better our community. So the next session will be an XPing experiment, and will allow us to perform this kind of initiative. Daniele, I don't know if there is something that you want to add regarding the XPing.
No, I think it's early to talk about. So, as you said, the XPing, the first release of the XPing will involve some functionality that we are going to work on. So maybe in the next days, or in the next future, we can share more about it.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Let's move on. Is there an eventual cap on the number of tokens that can be minted?
Yeah, I think I can handle this one. So no, there isn't an overall cap on the amount of tokens that can be minted. That's completely up to the community. Everything is community governed. We did say that there is a max total supply of 100 million, right? But a lot of that is one locked away in DFO funds for the community to use as governance proposals for them themselves to continue development. A lot of the tokens were lost in the airdrop. So it's the circulating supply will always change, but it won't be something that is going to be drastic or anything like that. There's also a 1.5% inflation that's also completely up to the community that hasn't started yet, that can affect the circulating supply. But yeah, there's no max tokens that can be minted. Everything is completely by the community. It's for the community. It's not our funds to use. It's your funds to use. It's the community's.
Okay.
Okay. I think Ivan can answer this one, right? Yeah.
Ivan, you are mute.
Oh, I think you muted.
Yes, sorry guys. What GIL is used for? iGIL is GIL, essentially. iGIL is the item version of GIL. So the first question, I think, to address this one should be, what is item? Item is a platform provided by DFO Hubs for building new objects on top of Ethereum, fusing different standards into just one. So the item standards give us the possibility to use RC20, RC7021, and 1155 to inside Materia to give new functionalities and offer new ways of use ADEX. iGIL is just the item version of GIL, and Materia, being a net item first DEX, use at items inside its pools. So using an RC20 token in Materia will require it to be wrapped into an item. GIL is subject to these two. So using GIL on Materia will require it to be wrapped, and this operation creates what is known as iGIL. And the market cap and every information about iGIL are exactly the same as GIL. So when we are using iGIL, we are actually using an item form of GIL. We are using nothing more than GIL. And I think this should be pretty straightforward once we study and everyone study more the item standard.
Yeah, if I can, it is also a good option to choose to keep the GIL in the iGIL form, because by keeping them in the iGIL form, you will save gas when perform operation on Materia.
That's a very important point. Using items inside Materia gives you the possibility to reduce the gas fee cost on every operation. So if I own iGIL, I will use it inside Materia, and this will help me as a user to reduce my fee inside the DEX.
Okay, great. Let's move on to the following question. Will we have Matic Cardano pools integrated? Not for the moment. As mentioned at the beginning of this AMA, Materia is an open source project made for the community and also by the community. So we will be open to discuss the initiatives and the evolution of the project with the community. And we will definitely involve the community in making every kind of choice. So at the moment, we do not have any plan to have Matic or Cardano integrated, but up to the community to suggest initiatives. Okay, from Davey, regarding the news about potential support for AVM compatible layer 1 and layer 2 solutions, does that mean that liquidity pools would be launched on these platforms? Same identical answer of before. Not for the moment, open to discuss. In Telegram, you said something about launching GIL on these other platforms. Basically, we didn't say that we are going to launch GIL on these other platforms because GIL is our voting token. It's something more than a voting token, but it is what it is right now, and it will stay what it is.
So yeah, how does GIL enable batch swaps? So one thing that we've been discussing for a long time is we don't want it to just be another governance token, right? There's a lot of projects that do governance, and although that's pretty revolutionary tech, we also want GIL itself to have some utility. So as far as how batch swap works, right, we want it to be open to everyone, but we also want to incentivize people to hold Materia in order to use batch swap. So we're going to limit the output tokens at first to, I don't think we've completely discussed the number yet, but basically, if you hold Materia, I think around 1,000 GIL, you'll have full access to the batch swap functionality. However, if you don't, you might be able to get like 3 output tokens in one transaction or 4 or 5 versus the full batch swap feature. If you hold 1,000, you will be able to use 10. That way, we keep people incentivized to hold Materia while also still letting people use the technology itself. So I think that answers that one.
Gabriel, let's move on to the next one. Will there be integration with the Binance Smart Chain and PancakeSwap, and when? So basically, the first one is simple. We are going to support Binance Smart Chain because, of course, the code that we have written on Ethereum can be used also on BSC, but this doesn't mean that we will move Materia on Binance Smart Chain. Materia, as I said before, will stay where it is right now. And talking about when, at the moment we do not have a defined time, but we will have to adapt a few things regarding the user interface for the new environment. And we consider it also a very good and useful tool for our community, for the community, in order to batch swap all the tokens into Ethereum, for example, and to bring it back to Ethereum, into ETH, and to bring it back in Ethereum. So it will be a tool for our community on Binance Smart Chain. Okay. To this question, the answer is basically the same of the previous one. not at the moment, and open to discuss.
It's a question from Gaza.
Okay, great. Are there plans to do multi-routing similar to 1 inch while doing batch swaps? I consider this something that is not at the moment in our strategy. As I mentioned during the Bidelberg, that was our the first AMA we participated with the Materia project. Our plan are to evolve, to reinvent the DEX and to evolve it toward an integration among DEX and marketplace. So we are moving straight in that direction. And at the moment, we are not investing time in optimizing the trading operation, as 1 inch is doing quite well, I have to say. So, if you want to add something. Yeah.
Just to add one information about this point, apart from, I think, as you said, Francesco, is quite out of the scope from which is the vision as is now of Materia. Doing a multi-routing batch swap could give actually less benefits than what they are right now. It's an interesting proposal because multi-routing and 1 inch do actually something really useful. But while performing batch swap, you already saves a lot of gas, and going to check on different market, going to check more information, and having more information evaluated at runtime inside the smart contract could actually gives higher cost than what are the benefits of what we are trying to accomplish. We are trying to create a way to trade with less cost in a green way, and so on. So maybe doing a multi-routing, it's not really the best way to accomplish this.
Okay, next question is how to set properly MetaMask or other wallets for the gas fee. Currently, we use the MetaMask estimation for the gas limit, and this is not precise with our batch swap, but obviously we can force the interface to set this gas limit, and we should get an more precise estimation for the limit, so this wouldn't be a problem.
Oh, Francesco, I think your mic isn't working again.
Francesco, and Recheki, you are muted.
Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically because me and Daniele, we are together in the same room, so we are using his...
Okay.
Okay. So the question is, will batch swap work for all ERC20 tokens, or will this require wrapping? It depends on the liquidity source. I mean, if you are using batch swap on Materia, of course, Materia is an net item first DEX, and will perform a wrap and unwrap operation on the ERC20 token. If you are talking about if you are using a different DEX, like for example Sushi Swap, then you will use directly the ERC20 tokens without performing any kind of operation on top of them. So the answer is no, it is not required. It depends on the source, the liquidity source. Okay, what are you guys doing to prevent sandwiching on trades? This is up to you, Ivan or Andrea.
The sandwiching attack is out of our control. Substantially is when a miner add a transaction before and then after the trader transaction. And the only solution, I think, using an AMM based on the X dot Y equals to key formula, is to set a lower slippage. So the only solution is from the interface, the user can set a lower slippage.
But it is not a problem that is related to our DEX, of course.
It's not something that afflicts only Materia, but afflicts every DEXs that are based on the formula that governs the trading. So a low slippage can help. It's not a solution, but it's something. And on batch swap, you will be able to set the slippage as you prefer. So,
okay. Can batch swap be used with non-Materia pools? As I mentioned before, yes, definitely yes. We will start by supporting both Uniswap and SushiSwap, and then on a Binance Smart Chain also PancakeSwap. Can any coin be batch swapped?
Yes,
yes, if it is present in the liquidity pools of the liquidity source, so that of the specific DEX.
And any coin supported from Materia, Uniswap, Sushi, supported from the protocol, can be traded with batch swap. A coin that is not supported by the Uniswap, Materia, or SushiSwap protocol could not obviously be traded.
Okay. Okay, next one.
Okay.
From Davey again. Item attach is not simple to understand. It's a statement. Can you compare batch swap to Uniswap, where all input tokens are swapped for rapid depth, then to the respective output? How batch swap is more efficient? Is up to
Andrea?
Yes,
Andrea?
the batch swap is more efficient than doing several single swaps, because there are some operations which are shared between the single operation you should do with the normal swap. So this is the main reason. I think.
Yes, the main reason is that performing multiple operations inside only one transaction actually give you the opportunity to save gas. If you split the single transaction into 10, you will of course pay more. Having the batch swap essentially compact everything and let you swaps in just one transaction, saving a lot in fee, as we have seen.
In fees and also in energy consumption, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the next one is EXP tradable or fixed to your wallet? Have you considered the limit orders? I envision the best use case for batch swap or batching is deploying capital in certain market conditions.
Yes, the key question.
Yeah, with
I think I can address a part of this, and we have considered the limit orders. Actually, a DEX, mostly every DEX is, and for sure Uniswap, Materia, and SushiSwap do not work with limit orders. And I think this is the best strategy at the moment, and I don't think it will change in a simple way. Changing the logic behind the DEX is not something that should be done so lightly. But in the future, if limit orders reveals to be the best way to trade, maybe all the market will go there. But I don't think it's right now the best way. And I think the exp stay for XPing is XPing tradable or fixed to your wallet. And right now we don't have released any information about speaking. So I can't really share any information about that, but tradable, fixed, we are talking about new functionalities, maybe NFTs, maybe a lot of things. So I won't say anything more, but we will discover together in the next few months.
Yeah. Just a comment, the word fixed is not something that we like, generally speaking. So maybe it's not the right path. Okay. Let's move on to the following question. Will there be any empirical data collected to determine the gas saving and cost as a function of the number of tokens and the types traded? We do not have any formula, basically because the formula is not simple to define first and to calculate then, due to the nature of the blockchain itself. But we can express this gas saving as a percentage of the total amount of gas that you should be using in other conditions, in normal conditions. And connected to this, there is also an estimation that we can provide in terms of energy saving that has basically the same identical conditions. So we will express it as a percentage compared to the normal operation. Okay. Again, from crypto identity, in your benchmark graph, is it symmetrical to trade 10 input tokens to 1 output? What about 5 tokens for 2? It is not symmetrical at the beginning. We will be trading, we will be activating one source,
one to many,
with multiple outputs. Then we will increase the functionalities over time. Okay, let's move on. Any paid advertisement to get the word out of swaps? This is for you, Matt.
Yeah, I can handle this. I'm not sure I would call them advertisements, but we're always looking to, engage YouTubers, influencers, Twitter. Paid promotions are things that, have been discussed. I know there's some subreddits. Crypto Moonshots is one. That name gets thrown around a lot. But yeah, of course, there's going to be some promotions, some marketing, and engagement of the community to really get the word out there. We're excited about this technology, but it only goes so far as the community. So any suggestions, or if the community has any input, we're always open to hear that as well. But of course, there's going to be a push to get more eyes on this.
Okay. Good. Thank you, Matt. Any plans to engage YouTube influencers like Chico? Again, to you, Matt.
Yeah, so Chico's he's probably the biggest YouTuber as far as crypto goes. So him in particular, not yet. Maybe that's something we can talk about down the line. We're still a small project, so we want to make sure that we get some organic growth and momentum going first before we engage with someone of that caliber, because that would ultimately we don't want some a huge increase in price and then a dump. A pump and dump is not good, and it probably does more damage than good. But we are talking about YouTube influencers, people that are interested in the technology and things of that nature. Down the line, maybe we can get there, but again, we're still a small project and we're trying to engage something a little bit more appropriate and get the organic growth and momentum going first before something of that caliber.
Okay. Thank you. Can you please brief us about your plans for GIL to be listed on CoinGecko?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Yeah. Gabriel, do you want to handle it?
Yeah. So the biggest problem with this is that obviously we're currently not listed, right? And that can be kind of a bit of a problem for getting out there for people. The real problem is that in order to get listed, what these like CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, what they want volume on Uniswap, right? Even though we're completely separate DEX, they don't really care. They only want volume on Uniswap. It's what they use for proof of a token's like use, right? So we are, as Matt talked about, we're going to be focusing on marketing strategies. We're going to be making a push. And one of the things that we're going to be focusing on when we release our main features is a push on Uniswap temporarily. That's really just to get listed. You know, of course, we'll be able to use Uniswap in the future and now, and we want to focus on Materia. But in the beginning, we will make a push for Uniswap volume so that we can get listed to further the volume on our DEX itself.
Okay, thank you. The other question is, will batch swap still be cheaper if the user is only interested in using unwrapped ERC20 tokens for input and output? Definitely yes. And
yes, as we have seen in the tweet, we have tweeted about the gas fee cost on batch swap on Materia. But what we are doing, what we have done, and what we will do on batch swap will also work, as we said, on Uniswap and on SushiSwap. Those DEXs, of course, uses unwrapped ERC20. Using that, we are giving the possibility of using batch swap also with other liquidity sources, because it will be cheaper, and users will use batch swap via the web interface of Materia. So it could be an advantage for Materia, providing a new functionality. And you know, if you want to use the batch swap, as we have said before, you should own GIL to fully use it. So it will be cheaper, and you will support the Materia community, becoming a member of it.
Thank you, Ivan.
Okay.
The next one from Vercingetorix. How do you intend to port the item standard on other chains? We don't.
We don't.
Basically, we don't.
Yes, the item standard is not something that we have developed. It's developed by the Ethos guys, and the
up to them to make this choice. They are willing to do it. Yes. Of course, not.
So, of course, Materia relies on this standard, and as we said before, we have GIL and iGIL token, but apart from that, we can't move the standard on another chain. It's not up to us.
And of course, we are not going to do it.
Okay. There is a question. Yeah, question from YouTube live chat.
Okay. The exact timeline for batch swap. Daniele, Ivan, do you want to answer to this?
I think the next weeks, it's the exact timeline. I can't share an exact date, but I think 2 or 3 weeks at least.
Yes, as we said in the last couple of weeks, inside the different social channels like Discord or Telegram, we can't really share an exact timeline, because it's a huge functionality, and the market also needs to be ready. We can't release it when the gas is at the highest level, and we don't know how the market will be in a couple of weeks from now. Of course, our goal is to go live in this month, the month that is coming, and but we can't share an exact timeline.
Yeah. What we can say that we are very close to to release it. I don't want to let people think that we are going to release it after the summer or something like this. We are very close to it. You have already seen a transaction that has been posted by Matt. So it is already working. We are ready with the contracts. We are doing the last stuff on the graphical interface, and we are of course doing several tests, because once that we will release, the functionality will be perfectly working, and we will be more than sure that everything is working fine. Okay.
Okay, there are other few questions.
A new question from James.
Okay.
And just to be sure everyone get this, if you are on YouTube and you are following our stream, you can ask question and we will reply live.
Okay. There is
from Gaza.
Does the material know that they...
Okay.
We don't.
Next one.
You guys okay, the next one is could the protocol build on top of materials batch swap function? Could the protocol build on top of
Could the protocol build on top of Materia batch swapping function? Yes, I mean the contracts are open sourced, and once they are released in the mainnet chain, everyone could use them, and I think a lot can be done on them, and who knows, maybe in the future we will have a lot of new functionality built on top of the batch swap.
As we already told at the beginning of the AMA, our is a free and open source project, and it is open to everyone. So if there is anyone that is willing to contribute to this idea and is willing to work with us for evolving the idea in order to transform it in a better performing functionality, we are always happy to listen and to talk about.
Are you excited about the UI on batch swap?
Yes, I mean,
yeah. Of course, it is one of the reasons why we still didn't release the functionality, because we take a lot of care to our user interface, and we hope you will enjoy it.
CoinGecko focus is around the same time.
Yeah, we'll be focusing on trying to get on CoinGecko and stuff around the time that release our main features. That way they coincide with each other and we can get enough volume to get listed.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it would make sense with all these things coming out. It would, our engagement will probably be rising at that time. So keeping track of volume and getting a focus on CoinGecko just is logical at that point.
Okay, there is another question on Discord. Does Materia still plan to continue supporting Rapid USD going into the future? It's a very nice question. At the moment, we do not have a plan for changing the token. But as mentioned several times during this AMA, it is up to the community to suggest us the path to follow. So we are open to it.
Yes, I think using a stable coin as collateral has proven as a really good point for Materia. And we can see this on right now on the status of the market that is bleeding, and the value of Materia and GIL isn't, because of course we have a stable coin for collateral, and this is a good thing, of course. But in the future, who knows? Maybe also D4 will maybe release a new version of used, or a new token will be there that the community suggests to be used. And of course, as Francesco said, we are working for the community. We are the community, and everyone in the community can suggest changes. So if a change is proposed and is accepted by everyone, the Materia will go there.
Yeah. If I could add something real quick, basically what we've seen with WSD is we have seen with liquidity providers that it did reduce in permanent loss, especially from some of the people that I've talked to. There was a benefit, and I know some people have, talked about the fact that WSD can be a barrier to getting materia first, but I believe the overall benefits of using WSD as a bridge token really benefits, especially when a DEX needs liquidity, and liquidity providers don't hurt as much when the market bleeds. So yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's move to the next question. What can the community do on an individual level to help unit volume come in? Can you comment on what you think are some paths forward for the individual community members? It's a very open question, and let's say that we are working on this project, first of all, because we believe that through the help of the community, we will be able to create something new. We are not working as announced from the beginning to a clone of an existing DEX. At the moment, we released only the 10% of the entire project, and we are going to release another feature in the following weeks. But what we expect is that people will help us on reaching this goal by supporting also in terms of putting liquidity on the project. Part of the next strategy will be helping people to provide liquidity, also through the exping feature. And what we expect from each individual community member is to work with us on reaching this kind of goal by not only providing liquidity but also providing support, ideas, and contribution, like many people are already doing. I have to say that in this moment our community is larger than when started, than at the moment in which we started, and we expect that this path will go on and be even more effective in allowing people to contribute.
Yes, just another information on to add on what Francesco said is that sharing is caring. I mean, sharing the word of Materia will help the project grow, and being it a project for the community, by the community, the first thing everyone can do is try to get more members on board and try to share the community values outside our main community. Apart from that, of course, liquidity is the first really problem for ADEX. We are trying to address it, and in the future we will do a lot more with the exping, as Francesco said. So there are a lot that individual community member can do, and we hope to see a lot of results in the future.
Yeah, spreading the word in this moment is crucial for the success of the project. Everyone can contribute on this, can help, for example, by sharing ideas, but also help directly working with Matt, that in this moment is collaborating a lot with the community and is trying to involve even more participants. So please contribute in this direction, and all the other stuff will come immediately after.
Yeah, word of mouth is really important for projects at this stage. You know, it's kind of like a two-way street. You know, our job is to put out a great product, and we hope that if you guys do enjoy the product and everything Woody put out there, then you can go forth and share it with, you know, your network and your friends. And word of mouth is ultimately what gets projects to that next level. Marketing helps, and of course, with all that, but ultimately it's the community that can really take things to the next level.
Yeah, sure. Okay, another
Next
question from Asher. How will you combat MEV and users getting sandwiched? Why not use Flashbot Patch from Mist to combat MEV? Who is willing to answer?
Yes, if you want. Actually, we are not combating MEV, but we are trying to get the transaction cheaper. So in this sense, we are trying to combat MEV. I didn't know Flashbot Stage, but I was checking out right now their GitHub. It's interesting. I don't know how we can adapt it for the batch swap, because the batch swap currently use the same technique, the same contracts, similar contracts of Uniswap for the core part. So I don't know how we can do that. But it's interesting. We are an open community, so if you have any specific suggestion of what you think we could do, or if you want to contribute in our GitHub, you're welcome.
Yeah, and also we will left the we will leave the Discord channel open, and we will be answering to questions or to suggestions also after the AMA. So please consider it a way for continue this AMA. Also, once the live will be finished in 12 minutes, so we still have 12 minutes for continuing the discussion. Okay, let's move to the next one. Can this work both directions, 7 to 1 and 1 to 7? Yes.
Yes, I think this is the batch swap. Okay.
Yeah, and the idea is that you can swap, for example, Ethereum in 700 tokens, and on Binance Smart Chain you can swap 7 tokens into one ETH and then move back.
Of course, 7 it's not a limit. You can choose.
Yeah. Talking about the limit, the limit is the block size.
Yeah.
Yes. So when up to 10 tokens, you won't have any problem. And also going forward, but maybe once you reach 20 the exchange of 20 tokens, you will have some problem getting the transaction approved from a miner, because all the block size will be used for your transaction. And it's quite a lot also on gas costs, because you are actually doing like 20 swaps, and they are it's something maybe you won't do every day. And also with batch swap, it should be maybe better to split into 2 transactions, just to not set the gas level too high to get your transaction approved. But yes, you won't have any problem, and there isn't a limit on the functionalities. It's just a limit on the blockchain. But maybe in the future we will have bigger blocks. I don't know, but we don't know what the future brings. So right now it's not a problem.
Okay, thank you, Ivan. Daniele, up to you, the next one.
Yeah, I heard that you are trying to engage the community for mascot design. Why not? Because we can evaluate, or maybe to the help of Matt, we can consider to create a contest for a mascot design. That's a good idea.
It will be for materials, of course. So we will have a logo, a mascot for all the materials, and we can start to say it right now, and then in the following days we will launch the contest, and we believe it is a good idea, and that our materials deserve a mascot. Definitely deserve a mascot. Thank you for the question to the users that shared it. Another question from Crypto Breakdown. In the future, could we use cured liquidity to benefit from lower fees on stable coins? Why not? At the moment, we didn't work on the integration of Curve, but if it is something that our community want to achieve, so a result that our community want to achieve, we are open to receive many questions and to give priority to this task.
And I think we have skipped a question from Dying Contracting that was asking about the direction 721 and 127. He was also asking what coins will be able to for the batch swap. We already addressed this question during the MEA, and the response was every coins that is supported on Uniswap, SushiSwap, and Materia will be available for batch swapping. So it's not, there isn't a limit on the coin if it is supported by the protocol.
Okay.
Okay, I think it's the last one.
Okay. So let me, if there is no other question from the community, then
the Telegram channel, because I think it's the only one we haven't kept monitored.
Okay.
But maybe we have some question there.
I am not seeing any question there for the moment.
I don't think. Okay.
Wait.
So last question.
Okay, let me just thank all the participants and all the guys from the team that helped today, and also the guys from the team that were not able to participate, but are watching it from home. And I would like to thank you for the support of these months. As you all know, Materia is at the beginning of its path. It's a very young project, but we have already been able to create a strong community. Now, our main intent is to involve more participants and to make the community grow. Talking about the incentive plan, that was one of the first questions. We will be working on it, and we will provide information soon. And of course, there is another question from James. Do you think Italy going 30-0 in the soccer will be the beginning of a golden era for Italy, including this project?
Yeah, I think.
Yes.
Let's cross my fingers.
There is one answer. It's yes.
Yes, definitely. The answer is definitely. And so in the next days, we will be experimenting incentive forms for allowing people to bring new liquidity, not only more liquidity, but new liquidity, so to create new pairs, even on different standards, and to allow us to experiment better the batch swap also on the Materia source. Talking about the future, there are a lot of things that we are working on, also in terms of research. The research is going faster than the development stage, because every day we are experimenting functionalities, possibilities. What we would like to receive from you is, of course, as many suggestions as possible. Having an open discussion on the future of the project on the social networks, on Telegram channel or on Discord channel, will help us to focus on the right direction, and also to involve better our community. I don't have other things to share. Thank again for today, for the question, for all the questions that were a lot. And let's continue this discussion also offline on the Discord channel. Thank you, Matthew, for being here today, for your answers. Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you, Andrea and Ivan, and thank you, Daniele. And see you soon, guys. For we will once that we will be ready, we will organize a presentation meeting for the new functionality.
Thank you, Francesco.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day, guys. Bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.